See that, guys? That is a broken auto harp. That is my main auto harp Groucho. If you watch my other channel, you will have seen me play him. And he is broken. So now I'm going to give you an update, starting with my broken auto harp and my kitty. Okay, broken auto harp. To be quite honest, I don't know why I'm not ugly crying. That's my main auto harp. I went to an audition. This is how mean he is. I went to an audition last week, and it was my very first official musical audition where I was actually going to perform. I've always avoided, because I don't have confidence. And debated and decided to leave Groucho home. He was a 15 bar. He had 15 chord bars. And brought my other auto harp that I still don't know confidently yet. Wrote notes in my hand like Mulan, thinking to myself, I can do this because I do it at home all the time. Forgot how to play the instrument, and literally forgot how to play my instrument. Got the part because I'm just that talented. And that's all I can tell you. I can't tell you about the musical itself yet. It's just really exciting that I got the part, but that's how main instrument Groucho was. Wow. So I went to Indianapolis Starbase IndyCon, as you guys know I've been doing for 3 years running. Last weekend, came home today. That's why I'm looking kind of tired. It's time for a bath and bed, but thought I'd give you guys an update. But anyway, and if you've been following my antics, you should know that I have dove headlong into filking. And for the past 3 years at Starbase Indy, I've been doing what I call the Bring Back the Filk project, where I had been trying to bring filk back to Starbase Indy. People, old-timers who had been there from 30 years up, and some who had actually gifted me some wonderful things from a long time ago of all the history, had all told me about how they had this wonderful filk program, and it was amazing, and Starbase used to have a lot of filk, and Starbase doesn't have a filking program anymore. And so I thought, okay, I'll try it out. And so I would go to the con suite, the mess hall, because, Starbase mess hall, and sit and play. And that's actually how I got into filking. It's a lovely story. My first year with Groucho, didn't know how to play yet, and the husband installs me in the mess hall and tells me to practice there. He'll be right back. He's going to get something, right? And I wasn't going to practice in front of all those strangers. And there was this elder in a wheelchair, and he's pretty much waving his cane, going, "You gonna play that? I want to hear you play that. You better play that." So I knew all of 4 songs, and I played those 4 songs over and over and over again, and he enjoyed it. And so then last year I arrived, and I told everybody, I know 5 songs now. And I'm in the corner, pretty much being ignored, plucking away. And I start playing House of the Rising Sun, which is my first song, and the one that I've got my own lyrics to and everything, where I had done research. And I'm just minding my own business playing, and next thing I know, there's this wheelchair that has rolled up, and he's singing with me because he loved that song. So, even though I almost died 3 times over the summer and had a hard time, when I had a moment, I've been practicing like I do every year for Starbase for this gentleman, hoping he's going to be there. I got to Starbase, and I put a lot on the line this year to go financially. I really should have probably not went, and I'll explain that in a minute. And because it's relevant to this update, that's why. And the convention hotel had taken away the convention's consuite. And I was told that I could always just play in the hallway, which is pretty much guerrilla filking. Now, I did give it a shot, and some people got really nostalgic, and I got thanks, and people loved it. But I didn't know where my main fan was to play for him after all that work, or even if he was still alive. So that this past weekend is my last Starbase Indy. It took a lot of soul searching, and it's like, I almost couldn't make it this time. It really wasn't wise for me to make it, but I did it for the fact that I had promised I was going to be in the con suite, and there was no con suite. And also, trying to be a smart businesswoman, if you don't make even table at a convention, you have to rethink your business plan. Hotels are expensive. And so that was my last Starbase Cindy, because I now no longer have a reason to come back. And I gave it as much a shot as I could, as much a shot as I was able. So now, but understand now, Groucho being broken, Groucho broke at the con, but I'm not blaming the convention. I was putting him on the strap. I had the strap set so he could be on my back so I could carry other items from the table to the room, and the strap let go and he fell to a sudden stop and went crunch. Husband's like, oh, we can fix that. No, there are things I see on the body that I knew were there, and I'm like, I don't know, because Groucho's parts were antique, and you have to hunt to find them, and I don't think I can. So I'm in a little bit of a musical dilemma, because I can't just go out and buy another 15 bar, which is what I need to be able to get back to playing speedily, and it's going to take me a while to get used to my 22 bar. So it's sad, and I don't know what to do yet, and I'm just surprised I'm not ugly crying right now over him, because that's my main harp, man. That's my main man. But it is very sad about Starbase that I really hate trying to find new venues, although I've already been told about this other venue called Chambana, and it's mostly a Filking Con, and it looks hopeful, but I've got a whole year to worry about that. So, if you didn't see me at Starbase, you're not going to be seeing me at Starbase. And I mean, I was told, please come back. People, I've been trying to bring Phil back. I got told, and it's like, no, I can't wisely do it. I've got to worry about paying the mortgage, which, yeah, it's that time of year where I'm struggling right now to do it. So, no, just no. So, but to swing back around, so I got the part in a play, and this is great, and I can't reveal any details, but don't worry, you guys know me, I'll tell you eventually. And also, I got another gig narrating a new audiobook, so things are looking hopeful. On the Writers of the Apocalypse front, which I'm sure you guys know is what I'm here about, I had mentioned that I was getting the schedule down, and on Patreon I had talked about it, how I was getting things set so that I could set up a schedule, and where I'll finish something and then bounce to something else and finish and go back and forth. That keeps me from getting bored, because I do get bored, and also helps things get finished, because I have just so much to do in a day. So I might have mentioned it. I know I mentioned it on Patreon, but that has been working, and I now have a finished narrated audiobook for There's Nothing Romantic About Washing the Dishes. I also have learned how to do download codes, so if you want to buy a download code for like $3 or $4, I don't know what the price is going to be yet, I can do that. It's far cheaper than buying it from Amazon or anywhere else, and you'll be able to download it from my site. I also have download codes from CD Baby that I had gotten for Starbase that people weren't really even looking at, so I have all these download cards. Fun times. So, yeah, and I also had brought download cards for my song, Loki's song. Well, it's not my song, it was done by Mikhail Laram, and I had done it because I was so inspired by the song, and I'm certainly never going to sell that song. That would be wrong. I just really enjoyed making this piece of art, and people are always telling me how much they love it, so I had brought download codes to give away for free for it. If you're interested in that, I don't know. I'm not going to answer a bunch of emails about download codes. Just, if you see me at a con, I may or may not have some download code stickers for that. I mean, that's not exactly a marketing venture. That's just some artwork I did. But I will link the Patreon link that I have, and I will also link my music channel so that you guys can see what I'm talking about if you aren't following things. So, things are looking up. Now that I have finished the audio book of Nothing Romantic, which I have been trying to finish for a year and a half, I am now working on finishing up the next chapter of The Heavenly Bride, which you guys, is something I've been having to take my time with because it's not exactly a moneymaker. And when I finish the next chapter of The Heavenly Bride, I will swing back and see if there is another project I need to that I can wrap up and back and forth and start getting my plate more clear as I have gotten work pared down as promised. I did get, because I noticed that the comic I did, Life of Death, which people told me is hilarious, I don't know, it's just my life, wasn't in paperback yet. So I took a day and it is now available in paperback in various places. And if I can raise the funds, I will have some on my table at the next convention I go to, which it's looking like I'm going to be in Memphis in March at Midwest Con. I just kind of happened to get in. I was very excited because I have been expanding to carrying music folk CDs for other better singers than me, and got in, and then got told at Starbase that it was a con with a really good folk track, so hey, you come there, you might actually see me play one whole song that I know, because I know like one song. And I think that's it for this update. So I'm going to upload this to YouTube. And then I'm going to link this to Patreon. And then I'm going to take a bath, go to bed. It's been a long weekend. I'll see y'all later if I can find the off button. It's right here somewhere. That's the light.